Hey, good morning, family. Reginald Martin here of Kemetic Centered Living, where ancient wisdom meets modern awakening. So, do you know that your soul is trying to help train you in a way? It's trying to help develop you, and the way that it does that is to get you to raise your level of vibration, to raise your level of consciousness, to gain wisdom, okay? And we got to talk about wisdom as opposed to knowledge, okay? Well, I don't want to say it's opposed to knowledge, but they're two different things. And I want to couch this into the context of real life and just give you some real life examples of people that gravitate towards knowledge but don't understand that it's about gaining wisdom. And I call these group of people the unconscious conscious, okay? And what I mean by that is they consider themselves conscious because they have a certain amount of knowledge. But when you interact with them online, and I interact with them online and, offline too, they are usually very negatively oriented, and they end up being negative if you don't agree with their assessment of life, okay? And it's all about perspective, and no perspective is objective, okay? It's all subjective. Life is all subjective. And from a soul level experience, that is the true understanding and difference between having knowledge and gaining wisdom. Wisdom is going to impact your subjective experience, your internal knowledge. It's about moving away from an external locus of control, meaning following rules that have been dictated to you, and moving more towards an internal locus of control where you live by principles, okay? And in this sense, I'm talking about universal laws and metaphysical principles, okay? Or what some metaphysical simply means above the physical. Meta means above, and then physical, and then or what we might even call today spiritual. But it's about operating from metaphysical laws to make your physical experience, to improve your physical experience and transform your life. So the unconscious conscious, what they'll do is they really take what I call a religious frame. Even though they felt like they left religion, they still act religious in the sense that everything that they do is predicated on external forces, okay? They focus on the things that impact their lives that really, in a lot of cases, I sense this level of powerlessness because, I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So, okay, I'm a 62-year-old man that has dealt with racism and, all the isms, okay? But that does not dictate who I am now. And the reason being is I understand from a metaphysical perspective that the energy that you constantly emit and focus on, the ideas that you focus on, brings a certain type of energy and is going to tie you to that energy and those experiences, okay? And this is important in understanding how what you do now is going to impact even your reincarnational lives. But I'm saying to you, don't get focused on doing it for a reincarnational life or trying to avoid certain reincarnational lives. Take care of business now. So, one of the things that I have learned is that when you focus on taking care of you and taking care of the business of improving you, a lot of things just simply fall into place, okay? And for me, I just through my life experience, I've learned that I cannot change people. I cannot change other people, okay? There's a joke when I was studying psychology. It's a joke that we used to say was, how many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer was none. The light bulb has to want to change, you know? And that's, you know, the essence of dealing with people. The unconscious conscious focus on trying to change everything out there, you know, them, because they are the problem. If they change, then my world will be better. And they don't understand the idea, the metaphysical principle is that you create your reality based on your beliefs, okay? Your beliefs shape your perspectives. And if you believe somebody else has more power over you than your own being, man, you already lost, you know? So they go around, and I interact with a lot of them, you know, just on my page, because Kemetic centered living, because it's Kemetic, they immediately assume that I'm going to fall into line with all the other Kemetic people, okay? And usually a lot of times, one of the things that I did not like about the Kemetic groups were that they were negative. They were racist. They were hateful. And they constantly focus on spreading knowledge, but never gaining wisdom and improving themselves. They focused on basically changing everybody else but themselves. Family, that is an experience, okay? It is a valid experience. I'm not saying that it's wrong, because the thing is to understand that everything in the universe is because it is. Everything in the universe exists because it is an aspect of the creator, okay? God, source, whatever you want to call it, okay? So that means that that the universe has seen fit to have experience that has two different sides to everything. That's just duality. But the idea that knowledge is all you need, it becomes an albatross, because I know many of these conscious, unconscious, they read a lot of books, but their behavior and their mindset never changes. And they will usually, like I say, be negative, hateful, they come at you in ways of, you need to change. In other words, me, you know, I need to do it this way, you know. This is the frame I need you to talk about this in. They're not even open to the ideas that I teach a lot of times, and they're gone, which is fine. I want to repel negative people, period. And I don't care what you look like, but I do want us to vibe alike, you know? So fine, split, go on, bye. But the difference between knowledge and wisdom is that knowledge is something that you can accumulate up here. Wisdom is something that you accumulate in here, okay? Wisdom is the inner contemplation of knowledge. And wisdom comes through experience, okay? You gain wisdom by overcoming your hardships, whatever it might be. That's what wisdom does for you. That's the difference between wisdom and knowledge. Even the ancient Egyptians, they usually saved like 4 aspects of your inner body, okay? But the one aspect they threw away was the brain. The heart they save, the spleen they save, the intestines they save. So, and there was another part I can't remember right now. But those 4 aspects were connected to chakras that basically, if you don't know about chakras, chakras are like the portal in which our physical manifestations come through. And so they're energy centers. And they're all connected to, we have 7 chakras that are connected to 7 endocrine glands, or what they call the master glands in medicine, okay? But the 3 lower chakras have to do with the things that we deal with in the physical world, okay, that we're working through. You can literally get stuck energetically in your lower chakras when you don't cultivate wisdom. For instance, the lowest, the root chakra, usually you can get trapped into tribal beliefs, where you think the tribe is the ultimate expression of your being connected to the tribe, okay? And that's a lot of times what the conscious unconscious do, is they get trapped in the negative or in the root chakra through their negative beliefs, and believing that anything that is different from what they believe is a threat to the tribe, okay? And that's how they operate, and they stay stuck there. But family, this is what happens when you don't work through that type of energy. You end up binding yourself in reincarnational lives to that same energy and those same souls, okay? You might change positions, you might change, one life you might be a man, the next life you might be a woman. And I know the conscious unconscious don't like that. A lot of brothers be like, man, I ain't never been a woman, because they're misogynistic, a lot of times. And they take this really a religious idea and the patriarchal system, they take it over to their same beliefs. And a lot of times it's simply because they're not very confident in who they are, and they rather try to get you to a woman to fit into what they need, rather than you connecting both consciously and helping each other grow into the best version of themselves, okay? But back to the reincarnation. When you deal with people and experiences, and I'm talking about strong experiences, family. So those are the experiences that energy has to dissipate, okay? And the way that you dissipate that energy is you work through it and you bring yourself a level of peace and balance in your life. In Christianity, a lot of times we will just say something like, well, you're not supposed to get angry. You're not supposed to, feel sad. You're not supposed to feel these emotions. And what ends up happening is you never work through the stuff. So you end up carrying the anger, the hurt, and whatever through your entire life because you're wanting somebody else, or you're wanting Jesus to fix it or to fix them, okay? One of the major lessons that I learned, again, through my pain, because my pain has always been my greatest mentor, was the idea that forgiveness has nothing to do with them. They're simply the reflection of you, okay? But the forgiveness is actually when you are able to bring yourself into balance and peace about the person, the situation, or whatever it might be. You forgive yourself for the experience or whatever happened. And once you forgive yourself and you're able to bring your inner experience into balance and harmony, then forgiveness works. But in Christianity, oh, you're not supposed to be angry with them. You got to forgive them. But you never reconcile what made you angry, okay? You never work through it with them. You just mentally say, I forgive you. But inside, you are tore up. When you get around those people, you're still angry. Your stomach is churning. Your inside is just messed up. But true change and true wisdom comes from the experience of reconciling those experiences, okay? In whatever way that takes. If that's sitting down and talking to somebody, or a therapist, if that's getting coaching, if it's sitting down, if it's talking to the people to work out whatever you went through, then you have to reconcile that energy. You have to reconcile those beliefs, okay? Now, let's take this back to what I was saying earlier, is that as a 62-year-old black man, I've dealt with racism. I've reconciled it. And I don't need to hate somebody else simply based on their skin color, because I recognize what it had to do for me and really making me elevate my consciousness. So it's not, so that's why for me here at Kemetic Centered Living, I welcome everybody. Now I tell my experiences and I talk about my experiences a lot of times as a black man that has lived in America all his life. Racism has impacted me, but racism is not my focus. And the reason for that is not that I'm ignoring racism, it's that I've reconciled that the racism does not control me. There is nobody outside of me that has more power over my life than me. I have never had racism or a racist stop me from doing anything that I wanted to accomplish in my life. Never. You know? So I don't get stuck in the hate, in generating those negative feelings, okay? So that, and it's just operating from principles, metaphysical principles that help me to make this life better, make me better, a better human being, okay? So I don't harbor the anger, because the anger only hurts me. There's another saying that I really like that speaks to that idea, is that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Family, if your internal state is jacked up, you're holding on to anger, that anger is going to manifest as something, okay? That's just how energy does. It's going to create something, okay? Whether that's an illness or, and usually that's what it does. You hold on to it, is going to create and be birthed as some type of illness in your body, okay? So that's how, just dealing with the unconscious conscious. Family, if you're going around trying to change everything out there, you're missing the whole freaking lesson. The bottom line is that they believe that if everybody out there changes, their world will be better. Family, we already know. Just take that to relationships, okay? You're trying to change your partner, hoping that your partner will change, but you don't want to change, okay? And believe me, family, I'm not talking at you. I'm telling you about my experience, okay? I was the king of, you need to change, okay? And I didn't want to own my own shit, So So I'm saying that it's not about the external look. The external is your feedback, always, okay? The external is the feedback for us. It's how we can know what our vibrational essence is, because everything that we deal with becomes a symbol of some aspect of our vibrational essence. That's the science, okay? Now, it's a double-edged sword, because in Christianity, we could blame God or we could blame the devil, you know? And we could play the victim and be like, well, God don't want me to have this, or man, the devil is really messing me up. But when you take on this perspective, you become responsible for you. But you're going to be operating from an internal, empowered state, rather than a victimized state of where the power and control is outside of you, okay? I'd rather have that internal stuff for me. I'd much rather live that way, because over time, it has brought me more peace and harmony. Even when my life has been in upheavals, coming back to that perspective has always brought me back to my peace and harmony, okay? So that's what I say to you is, family, being conscious is being aware that that life is a reflection, okay? That it is the simulation, okay? That it is your soul's job to help you to recognize your own power to change what's out there. But it's got to come from within here first, okay? Always. If you're going to change anything out there, people, circumstances, whatever it might be, the change is you got to bring that first. You have to become bring yourself to a state of being at peace and balance, okay? That's my art. That's the idea of what my art is supposed to represent. And again, the conscious, unconscious will talk about my art. Yeah, it's peace, reciprocity, balance, and harmony. But they have no peace. They don't understand that life is feedback or reciprocal to your inner state, okay? They don't know harmony, okay? They are mad that everything out there is happening to them. But family, it's not happening to you. Understand that it is happening through you, okay? Everything is happening through you. And this is a big one. Everything is happening through you for the benefit of you, okay? The benefit of helping you to gain wisdom, okay? You're going to take in knowledge, but then you're going to contemplate that knowledge. And then from it, you can gain wisdom. All right, family? Okay, family. So again, great always talking to you guys. I want to say I really appreciate so much of the positive feedback that I get from these walks and just talking. I call it my walk and talk, simple stuff. But family, if you say thank you, I generally try my best to comment back to you. I'm just one of those that I think that if you take the time to honor me with your presence in the comments, then I want to recognize you, that God in you, and say, hey, thank you for being here, okay? So thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and you guys have an amazing day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? All right, family. Y'all have an amazing day. Bye-bye.